Hey guys, welcome to episode 5 of Sketchy Strangers. 5 episodes in now, which I guess should be a little bit of a celebration. 5 fingers, it's the first number we really learned to count to, I guess. But yeah, 5 in. Thanks to James Jablonski for joining me today. I did his podcast too, so I don't know exactly what we talk about. Both our podcasts kind of blend together. We did them right after one another, so check his out. It's called Manic Episodes. And, yeah. I guess I'll just get started. Here we go.
Just making up these messages and I'm racist.
That's good. That's pretty accurate.
Is that what Selena sounds like? Selena!
Yeah, pretty much, man. Yeah, alright, but I started recording, I'm gonna keep that racism in.
Oh, cool.
No, this will probably be the intro. Alright, James.
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing good, bro. Thanks for having me in your home. This is the first time there won't be any background noise like we were just talking about.
Yeah, dude, no problem. I just prefer to be in a space where I feel comfortable. Also, I got really drunk the last time we were supposed to do this.
Oh, I mean, that night we couldn't even have done it because, I looked, I was like, oh, it's already closed. The bar, it closed by midnight. So
yeah.
Even if by the time you got your set done, we would have maybe recorded 30 minutes of it,
Yeah, plus, if I'm being honest, I kept being like, let's do it. I was not in a good mind state for that. I had one of my worst bombs of the year.
Yeah.
My last set. If not the worst. So, I was definitely, I was sad. I cried on the way home when I got here to my house. I cried, so it was bad.
Did anybody give you any good advice or any uplifting, something that helped?
Nothing that I didn't already tell myself, but just meaner.
Okay.
I was talking to Carlos Patino about it, and he was there, and I was I had 2 cups of water because I was trying to sober up, and I was sad.
Yeah.
I had 2 cups of water. He goes, 2 cups of water, huh? And I was like, yeah. And he was and I just started being I fucking bombed. I ate shit. And he goes, well, you know what you did wrong because I got too drunk. He's like, you know what you did wrong. Just correct it next time. That's the only advice that anybody gave me, and it's the only real advice that you really need.
Yeah.
I find that when you mess up, because I'm a big believer in, if I mess up on something and I have to be hard on myself. I can't be kind or nice. I will ridicule myself into literal non-existence.
Yeah.
I'll make myself feel the worst. But that's kind of how I motivate myself to get better. I need to be harsh to myself. I'm not nice. That's why.
I'm thinking of that scene from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood where Leonardo DiCaprio's in his dressing room. I don't know if you've seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I've seen it once. Is that the one where he gets all mad and he starts throwing the things around?
Yeah, and he's just if I'll kill myself. I'll kill you.
Oh my god, that's me. Dude, the amount of times that I get in the car, and or I'll even do it on stage sometimes. I'll be like, yeah, this was a terrible set. I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah.
And I'll listen back to it, and it wasn't terrible. I wasn't being a killer, but I got laughs and stuff. But I'll still just be I'm going to kill myself. That's the worst. I just have the worst outlook. Because if I know myself, if I'm too nice to myself, I get complacent. And I'm just who cares, huh?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, for me, it's kind of, I wouldn't say I'm that hard on myself, but I do, I need to call myself a pussy a lot, In my head, I'm like, you're a pussy. Quit being a pussy. Fucking.
I get that when I'm nervous to go on stage, I'll be like, shut up, pussy.
Yeah, just do it. Do you
ever try to take that, energy? Do you get nervous before you go on stage?
Oh, all the time, man. Yeah. Every single time.
I try to take that energy. I was talking about it with, Nikki P and stuff, but I try to take that energy and I try to mold it into something positive. Nikki P does that too, where it's it's a good thing where if you have anxiety, it's a lot of energy, it's a lot of motivation.
Yeah. And Nikki told me, what he said was don't think about it as nervous energy. Think about it as excited energy.
Yeah, that's what he told me too. He has a very good outlook on it.
Oh yeah. He's a very positive guy, man.
But yeah, so I just try to take that energy, and I don't necessarily turn it into excited energy. I'll take the anxiety, because I get anxiety. I'll take the anxiety,
me too, yeah.
And I'll just turn it into energy.
Oh, okay.
I'll be I'm going to push this out there instead of keeping it in here.
Yeah.
And sometimes it goes over really well. Sometimes I'll have sets where I'm visibly nervous, but for some reason I'm still landing on my jokes and I'm still doing well. So
yeah. I mean, as long as you got the jokes memorized,
kind of, yeah.
For me, sometimes when I'm working on trying to be present, that's kind of my main objective right now.
Being present on stage.
Yeah, not just reciting jokes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the words are the most important part.
Yeah.
Physicality can be important. The way you say it. It also helps an audience when you feel comfortable, or when they at least believe you feel comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. They gotta trust you.
They gotta trust that what you're saying is at least true, or at the very least you believe it.
Yeah.
Because you fib, everyone fibs a little bit in a joke.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Fib, like I prefer to fib from a place of reality. Like if I'm going to tell a joke that isn't true, the base of the joke is true. Like the core of it is true, and then I'm going to take that and I'm going to turn that into something silly that people might be able to laugh at.
Exactly. Like the goofier jokes are, of course, that's not true. You know what I mean? Like the goofier stuff where you're like, I don't know, I can't think of anything off of the top of my head for either one of us, but
I have some pretty goofy ones. I have ones where I'm like talking about like the most recent material that I'm working on, which is the material that I like. I'm talking about my girlfriend's kids, and I call them my step kids to disarm the audience. It's a whole tactic.
Yeah.
But I have some goofy stuff in there. Like I'd say my stepson brings me like this action figure with his arm all melted off, which has never in this world happened.
Yeah.
But it's that idea of like, oh, this is creepy. It's weird to bring me a melted step figure.
Yeah.
Step figure. I fucked up my wording.
Yeah, action figure.
Action figure. That's the one.
Mm-hmm.
Step figure sounds like something they sell on Pornhub. You can buy your Pornhub T-shirt, you can buy your Pornhub underwear, or you could buy a step figure.
Yeah, it's like your stepsister.
Yeah. It's only $20.69. For $69.69, you could have your own step figure.
Okay, man. Yeah, dude. So, like, how you said you really started taking this seriously? This the comedy thing is seriously this year?
No, I've taken it seriously since I started. But the thing is when you start, you think like you're doing the most you can do. Like when I've been taking it seriously since day one. Like this has always been.
When's day one for you?
I have it marked on my calendar. It's coming up soon, actually. It was like January something.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it might have been like the 18th or the 17th, something like that. So we're coming up on exactly 2 years.
Oh, 2 years, okay.
But I've taken it seriously the whole time. It's just you never think you're taking it as seriously as you actually are. It's like, let me put it this way. When you started riding a bike, you were like, I'm the shit at riding this bike.
Yeah.
And then you saw somebody doing like wheelies and like spinning the handlebars. And you're like, oh, I suck at riding this bike.
Yeah.
That's kind of what comedy has been for me, where I started and I was like, I can kind of do this.
Yeah.
And I would see people murder and I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Then I went to LA and I saw this dude, Ron Bush. Shout out Ron Bush. I know you're not listening, but shout out to you. And it was like a room of 12 people, mostly comics, and he murdered in that room. And I was like, oh, I'm nothing. I literally have no idea what I'm doing here. And then it kind of kicked it into a different gear. So, yeah.
That's what made you want to get into comedy though? Like, who were your?
Dude, I've wanted to do it since I was like 7, and whenever
really
whenever anybody asks me that question, I can name a bunch of comics that I watched when I was a kid, like Louis C.K., Dave Chappelle. I loved the Chappelle Show when I was a kid. I loved Robin Williams. I watched a lot of I loved Ron White. Actually, believe it or not, I loved Ron White.
Okay, yeah.
And it just kind of grew. George Carlin was a big influence in my household. He was like around like all the time, and so I kind of really focused on those sort of things.
Oh, okay. Who had the? Oh, yeah, that's cool. Who had the Carlin stuff?
My uncles. So my uncles were big comedy people, and they like had like Robin Williams and Carlin and stuff. And I wasn't allowed to watch it really right at the beginning of my life. But when I was about 7 or 8, I still like managed to. I'd go in and like grab the DVDs from them when my mom wasn't around, and I'd be like, I'm gonna watch this.
Yeah.
And man, Carlin is something else. So.
Oh, dude, Carlin is like, talk about writers, like, you know what I mean? He's a writer. He's like like some people are more performers, you know, and some people are more writers, and like he's a writer. Like he would write his set from beginning to end, word for word, and then rehearse it, rather than like, oh, I'm gonna go up here and figure it out. I'm gonna come up here and riff.
I mean, writing on stage is kind of like a cheap thing, anyways. Like I've realized that recently. Like I used to be like, oh, I'll just go up there and riff, and I'll write down the jokes, and it's like, no. Like that happens every now and again. Like I'll come up with a nice tag in the moment because I'm kind of just in the pocket feeling it. Yeah. But genuinely, I'll have to sit down and then I'll reword it and I'll word it out again, and then I'll find the perfect wording, and then I'll go up there and I'll try to take it and hone it, and then if it doesn't work, like I'm a bad person with I'll write a joke, I'll hate it, and I'll throw it away. Oh, really? And so Carlin, the fact that Carlin would go up and he would take like his physical notes and he would read like from the paper. That's crazy to me. That's insane. That's what crazy people do. Yeah.
I feel, and that's what I'm trying to get over right now, because I feel that's like where I'm at. Like that's, you know, you try to be present. You're like, oh, maybe something happens funny in the moment. I can't ignore it. I can't like be nervous when something.
Like, you got to learn to roll with the punches.
Yeah, exactly.
There's always going to be something happening. That's why I love doing crowd work. Like, my crowd work is getting better and better, of course, because I'm a naturally talkative person. I'm a naturally I'll roll with it.
Yeah, you're a class clown rather than a.
Pretty much, yeah. But so the thing is like when it comes to like random shit happening, you got to be on your feet. gotta all the time be on your feet.
Yeah. Okay. So wait. So you grew up with your uncles around, or like?
So I grew up in Muscoy, California, and I grew up with my mother was basically a single mother. I had a stepdad.
Oh, okay.
But it was my uncles, my mom, my stepdad, which is a whole different thing. I can't even get into that story. Oh boy.
Oh yeah. You don't.
I can, but it's weird and white. It's very weird and white.
You don't like the guy or what?
No, I don't have any problems against him. It's like I said, when I say white, I mean, wow, is this some white trash shit?
Oh, okay.
But so it was them, it was my two brothers, I had a sister, so there was like, it was my mom, my stepdad, my two uncles, my brothers, and my sister, and then me. So it was always a house of at least 8.
Oh, so you had there's always people around in your house.
Always people.
Yeah.
And we grew up in Muscoy, so it wasn't like we were the only white people in the neighborhood. Everybody else was like Latino or sort of Hispanic from like mostly from the middle Americas in Mexico, like El Salvador and Mexico and shit like that, you know.
Oh, so like how was that growing up around all that, dude? Were you invited to a lot of quinceañeras or what?
Surprisingly, yes and no. I got invited to some. I went to like 1 or 2. I was going to be a chamulan for one of them, but I couldn't dance, so they were like, "You gotta go."
You got kicked out.
They were like, I couldn't dance, and they were like, "You can't do this if you can't dance." I was like, "Well, I am white, so you guys knew what you were getting into." It was cool though. It gave me an appreciation for culture, and like it gave me an appreciation for people of like a different nationality or people that come from out of the country.
But you also felt like a minority then.
Oh, it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
My mom told me this one thing because in San Bernardino it's mostly Hispanic and black, and like there's a couple whites mixed in.
Yeah.
But my mom was like, if anybody ever fucks with you, you can fight them, or you can just act totally bonkos because nobody fucks with a crazy white boy in the ghetto.
That's true.
We're the craziest of the white boys. Everyone's like, we don't want to mess with him.
Yeah.
If we mess with him, we might get sent to jail, but B, he also might shoot the school.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
So just act bonkos. It works. It really does.
Oh, damn, dude.
Dude, my house, since we're on the topic of my house was, there was always people around, but my uncles were like, you know those asshole kind of people that have like these super acute hearing where they're like, it's at like 5 on the TV in the living room, and they're like, turn it down, I'm trying to sleep. But it's like, it's literally whispering. It's literally the TV is whispering at me.
So like they weren't that chill then about like having you guys around or like.
No, I mean they got over it eventually because we lived with them for so long. But at first they were really anal about it. They were always really anal about the sound on the TV when they were sleeping.
Oh, okay.
But otherwise they were pretty chill. We got over. We like I love them. We got over it. We lived with each other. They were really cool. They played a lot of games.
How older were they than you? Like were they a lot older?
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I don't know how old my uncles are, but they were older. They were like 30s and 40s.
Oh, okay. They're already adults by the time. Yeah, when you were there. Okay.
My mom is about to turn 50, so they were definitely like in their 30s and 40s when they moved in.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that's so they were full-on adults. They weren't like giving you culture and stuff, you know what I mean? Like they weren't like cool uncles. They were like
they didn't really have much culture to give. I mean, because my grandma and my grandpa were from New York originally, and then they left and started traveling, and when they had all their kids, they traveled with their kids, and they like would sell like t-shirts at bars and shit.
Oh, word?
So they didn't have a lot of like culture per se. They did give me like a love for like games and like Dungeons and Dragons and shit like that. I love that shit because of them. I love role playing. I love all that. I like acting a little bit because of them because like role playing is kind of acting. So they gave me some cool stuff.
Oh yeah, that's definitely some stuff.
One of my uncles is a chef. He gave me kind of like a more appreciation for food. I don't like his food, but he gave me an appreciation.
What do you mean?
He has very specific seasoning preferences. Like they're very sharp and poignant and don't always go well on hot dogs. Like you don't need to season your hot dog, Peter. Peter, you don't need to season your hot dog. It's fine. I guarantee you, it's okay.
But that's dope. So they were creative. They were creative in their ways. Like they had their.
One of my uncles is super creative. He's like super. I think he's on the spectrum a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love you, Meyer, but you might be on the spectrum. But he's creating right now. He's building his own role-playing game from like the ground up. Like
like he's doing his own Dungeons and Dragons?
Kind of. It's like a role-playing game in the same vein as Dungeons and Dragons, but it's so much more complicated. There's like math equations that went into how he built the fictional world, where he's like literally science created these creatures, and this is the molecular structure of a so-and-so plant. And fucking wild.
I love that shit, dude. That's right up my alley, dude.
Yeah, so they're creative in their own right.
Oh man, all right.
Imaginative for sure.
Yeah, so they gave you that. They gave you, I mean, at least at least subconsciously, maybe they weren't like exactly trying to pass it on to you, but like.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I get most of my performance-ness from my mom. My mom was a theater kid, and she loves performance. And when we were kids, she would walk around and just do like crazy, wild voices. Like I remember she would always walk around and she'd be like, "I'm I'm gonna get you, like a little fucking witch and shit. She just So I get that. I definitely get all the performance and the shit like that from her. So.
Oh, all right. That's cool, man. And you said you had siblings too?
I have 2 older brothers and a younger half sister.
Oh, okay. How much older are your brothers?
Can I be honest?
Huh.
I don't know anybody else's age in my family besides mine, and maybe
really?
my sister.
But I mean, like were they teenagers when you were a kid? Were they like?
Yeah. Well, one of them. Okay, let's take a guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna guess. Christopher Miller is I think almost 30.
Okay.
And one of my other brothers, I think my other brother is 26.
Oh, all right. So you guys were pretty much in the same age range a little bit because you're 20, what, 22?
23.
23. Okay.
But they were no. I can't. That can't be right. I don't know how old they are. I can't tell you. But they were older. They were like teenage. When I was like 8, they were like 11 and 13.
Oh, okay. But they would hang out with each other?
They hung out with each other for a while, and then they kind of split. One of my brothers got like into his own crowd at like 11, started doing meth.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, dude. Sam and Nina is wild. So.
No, yeah. I had a homie a really close friend. He did start doing meth when he was like in 14, 15.
Dude, it's wild. How does it get there? Because like, okay, I get how.
I mean, to them it's just another drug. They're not even thinking like, oh, I'm doing meth. They're kind of thinking like, oh, what's this? I'll put this in me.
Yeah, I mean, I've had that. I mean, I've done meth before, so I know that feeling. But it's just at that young, it's wild.
What was your meth experience?
Great.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked about it on stage before, but I can't find a way to make it like work on stage.
I mean,
but basically, I was just hanging out with some chick named Tweaker Melissa, and I accidentally did meth, which that's.
Oh, I accidentally did meth.
No, it was totally on purpose. I like to say an accident, so I look like a better person. No, we were hanging out and we were ditching. And she pulled out this stuff and she started racking it up on her 3-ring binder, and I was like, "Oh, that's coke." And she goes, "No, this is a little bit of speed.
Yeah,
this is meth." And I was like, "Oh, can I have some?"
What made you want to do it? Just because you were like, "Oh, let's see what that's."
Dude, in high school, I was just a fucking maniac, man. I was taking pills and doing ecstasy and.
Well, that's what I mean. That's pretty much how people get into meth. I'm guessing they're just kind of fuck it, put whatever I want in my body.
But I did it mostly just because, I didn't do it because I wanted to get high. I did it because I honestly wanted the story.
Oh, okay.
And my mom was always like, never do this, yeah. But I did it, and then I went back to school for lunch, tried to eat, couldn't eat anything, ditched again, came back, and because I was a theater kid, I went to theater. Yeah. And, I guess theater was canceled, but I remember standing out under this tree with, all these theater kids around me, and I'm all spagacked out, and I'm like, well, how do we even know that any of this is real? Maybe this planet that we live on isn't reality, and maybe, who knows, maybe all of this is fictional. Not a computer simulation per se, but maybe we were written down in a book, and we're just coming to life through the imagination of a child. Yeah. And just all these kids are just fucking like, whoa, dude, this kid's deep. I got in the car with my mom. Yeah. And we were driving home, and my mom was like, Sarah, how was your day? That's my sister. Mm-hmm. And she was like, good, put her headphone in. Yeah. And then my mom goes, I know you didn't go to school today, James, but how was your day? And I was like, I did meth for the first time. And you saw my mom's face kind of be like, okay, how do I handle this?
Yeah, well, he's being honest.
And then she goes, how did you like it? And I was like, it was awesome. And I could never do it again because it was so good. Because and I was still on meth. Yeah. It's wonderful. It's splendid. I feel the most alive I've ever felt. Yeah. I can never do this drug again because I see why people get addicted to it. It's so good.
Damn, dude. Okay.
I'm not trying to advocate.
But if you're into energy, having energy like that, right?
You're not that it's energy unlike you've ever had before.
Yeah. Because I love coffee, man. I'm a coffee addict.
Imagine if you took coffee, if you took 18 espresso shots and injected them into your eyeball.
Damn, dude. Oh.
And then you were just like, I know what TVs do. That's what it's like. It's insane.
Oh, man. Great. Okay, so were you closer with your sister then? Because you guys were closer in age?
Yeah, we were actually. My sister we were pretty close. She's 2 years younger than me. I'm 23. She's 21 now. Mm-hmm. We're very different people, though. I like to drink. I like to smoke. I like to have a good time. Yeah. My sister's very introverted. She likes to, do her nails and have 13 cats. And,
oh, okay. Does puzzles?
She definitely does puzzles. She plays Sims on a regular basis.
Oh man, I got you.
She doesn't leave the house because she has social anxiety. We're just very. She doesn't drink or smoke or anything.
Oh, okay.
She's wild. She's a very different creature than me.
Yeah. She's wholesome.
She is pretty wholesome. She's wholesome, but she is still unstable. We come from a line of unstable people, so she's still mentally not well in her own way.
Oh, okay. I mean,
in her own right.
Yeah, everyone's a little crazy.
But I love her. She was definitely the closest as a child. There was a time when, because my girlfriend has kids, and it's kind of like bringing back memories from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And she has a son and a daughter, and me and my sister did something similar. Like her kids were doing this thing where they were like speaking in a fake like goo goo gaga ooga baga booga chugu, and I was pretending. Like I was like, oh no, I was like imagining like when I was a kid, and I was like, we did that when I was a kid. I remember me and my sister would like say nonsense gibberish to each other, and just die. Laugh like it was the funniest thing in the world.
I know. I remember one time, me and my sister, we were in the back seat, and we would just every time a car would come by, we would just yell out "Kiwi" to them, and we'd die laughing.
Why?
I don't know. It was stupid. We would just die laughing, and then my dad eventually was just like, "All right, I get it, Kiwi, Kiwi." Yeah, he was in traffic. He was driving.
Can I ask you a question?
What's
have you
that?
ever eaten a kiwi?
Oh, yeah.
I've never once had a kiwi in my mouth. No. And if I have, I didn't notice.
Okay. I mean, they're weird. It looks like testicles from the outside.
Balls.
Yeah, little hairy balls.
I didn't know that, because someone used to say that kiwi's flying away, and I was like, what does that mean? And it turns out there's also a bird called the kiwi.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought the kiwi fruit for the longest time was the bird.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
They just like took all the feathers out, and that's what the bird looked like underneath, and they like chopped off the leg and the head.
Yeah.
I was a weird.
I mean, there's also New Zealanders are called Kiwis too, so you got those.
Who cares about them, right? No, I'm kidding.
They're not even Australians.
I love them. They're better than Australian. They're also always more attractive, and they actually have like a huge meth thing out there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was reading an article, and like apparently in New Zealand they have like a problem with like meth and fentanyl because there's nothing really to do. It's like you have some stuff like here and there, but it's like mostly gloomy all the time. And
Taika Waititi, right? He's New Zealander.
Yeah, I love Taika Waititi.
Oh, me too.
He's fire, dude.
Have you seen that movie Boy? Like it was his very first one. It's like pretty much New Zealand poverty area, where it's like just kids raising kids.
I have not. But that sounds crazy.
Oh yeah.
Sounds like San Bernardino. Sounds like where I live. Right?
Oh yeah. I felt really relatable when I was watching it.
You're like, oh, I've seen this before. I remember when my cousin did this.
Exactly.
Not that I know your cousin, and I just took a random guess. Did your cousin?
I mean, you were probably in your quinceañera, dude.
Oh fuck yeah! I was the chambelán who wasn't allowed to be there.
Yeah, you're the chambelán that got kicked out.
I sucked at dancing. I do know how to ride a horse really well though.
Oh really?
Yeah, because in Musqueam there's a lot of people who have like horses in their yards. There's like a lot of rancheros and shit around there.
Oh yeah.
And they one of my friends had a horse, and we would go ride it every now and again. Beautiful.
Oh nice.
And and I know how to ride one because of it.
Oh nice.
But I can ride a horse.
Yeah, dude. Freaking. Where I live now, my parents got a horse, so that area is all. It's like off Rubidoux.
Oh, I know where you're.
Where you see people riding horses there.
Yeah. Like in Bloomington, right?
Yeah, like borderline Bloomington, it's like borderline Riverside, it's borderline everything, dude. Like
it's like up in the hill a little bit.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. That's a nice area though.
Yeah, I mean it's still a little methy.
Oh well, it's California.
Yeah,
to be honest, all of Southern California is a meth town. It's like the world is meth over here.
Yeah, dude. I mean that's what I'm saying. Like, oh yeah, when you told me your brother got into it, I was like, oh yeah, I had a homie that got into it too. It just kind of happens out here.
It's like this coast, it's meth,
and
then like. Oh no, this like California is meth, but like Washington and Oregon are heroin, and New York is heroin, and Florida's meth, and I think the sun plays a difference in like what kind of drug addicts are drawn to.
Oh, okay, yeah. The rainier, the gloomier stuff.
The more heroin there is.
Yeah, in California, we got a lot of sunlight. We get that.
I know. In California, you have a lot of sunlight, and you have a lot of like people want to be energetic. So I think that draws the meth.
Yeah. So your uncles got you into video games, you said? What were, like, some video games that you kind of...
My uncles got me into, like, Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that. Video games were just kind of always around. My mom liked video games a little bit, but my brothers were the ones who really got me. They played, like, Star Fox all the time. And
64 Star Fox? Or
Yeah. When I was younger, we had an N64. We had Star Fox, N64. We had this game called Army Men, which was great.
I remember Army Men.
Yeah, that shit was fun.
Yeah.
Which, for some reason, all of the Army Men women were bodacious as fuck. I think I had a crush on an Army Men character. It was bodacious. They were babies. babes. They had boobies.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Oh, I remember. I mean, video games designs were like, yeah, comic book designs, dude. You know, they were for teenage boys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, most.
But I mean, and video games were always kind of a big part of my household. So my brothers got me into stuff like that, and then we got a PlayStation 2, and I was like hooked on like Avatar and Twisted Metal and shit like that.
Wait, which Avatar?
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, okay.
They made a game for like the PS2.
Oh, okay.
And then Twisted Metal, I kind of got into.
Oh, dude, I love Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal was great. It was
Black, right?
Yeah, Black. Do, do, do.
Oh, yeah. First time you hear Paint It Black, at least for me.
It was something, and I like that song just because it brings back nostalgia of that game.
Yeah.
And then we got a PlayStation 3, and I actually got it for. So when I was younger, we didn't really do Christmas, so we did tax season so we got our income tax refunds, and my mom would buy us gifts with that.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And I got a PlayStation 3, and I was like, that's my PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
You guys can play it. Like, my mom was like, you have to share, but ultimately, like, if I wanted to sit there and play the PlayStation...
all day long?
Just sit there and play the PlayStation.
Yeah, yeah.
And I got really hooked on Call of Duty.
Of course.
But also, it was also like a communal thing, because my family was a lot of drinkers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And what would happen is we would go and we would get drunk on the patio, like when I was like 14, 15.
Oh, damn, okay.
I'm not saying it was right.
Yeah, no.
We would get drunk on the patio.
Yeah.
And like it would be me, my brothers, like my stepdad and his friends and all those, and then like we would go in and we would play Smash Brothers on the Wii.
Oh, yeah.
Play like 8-player Smash and like have a good time. It was really fun.
Who's your Smash character? Who do you use?
Oh, it's been forever since I played. I was really good with Captain Falcon.
All right.
I got really good with Samus. I would be really irritating with Samus. There was one other character that I was really good with. Oh yeah, King Dedede. I was fire with King Dedede. It got to the point where people were like, "Please don't play as him because all you do is like spam the same move."
That hammer ball move.
No, it was so I would hammer ball them, and then I would hammer ball them, hit them with the ball, and then I would jump and land on top of them, hit them up in the air, and then I would hit them with the hammer sweep, like the up smash.
Oh, okay.
And I would sweep them up into the air.
Oh, so this was isn't King Dedede pretty recent?
Yeah, he was added into the Wii one, and then he's kind of been in every other iteration since then. I played Melee back in the day, and like
for the 64.
No, N64 was just Smash Brothers. It was N64 just Smash Brothers, and then there was the GameCube one, which was Melee, and then there was Brawl for the Wii.
Oh, okay.
For the Wii U, there was something, I forget the name of it, and then there was Ultimate, which is this one for the Switch now, which is pretty fire.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure I played every iteration. There you go. Thank you. English is my second language, man.
Is it really?
Oh yeah, bro. I mean, Spanish. Yeah, woke up.
Were your parents originally from Mexico? Or?
Yeah, I was born out there too.
Really?
Yeah. Zacatecas.
That's pretty cool.
You're pretty sure you've seen it on the back of trucks sometimes.
Yeah. I don't know what it means, but I've seen it.
Yeah, it's just a state.
Is it nice?
It's like the center state. It's like the center. There's like a copper mines, like a copper mining like towns. You know. Yeah. Well, not copper. Is it copper? Silver mining.
Yes, where they make silver.
Yeah, silver. Oh yeah. I'm not a mineralist either.
Me neither. I know what silver is. It's vampires, but of course.
Yeah, I think werewolves.
Is it werewolves?
I don't know. I'm not a.
No. Silver kills vampires, and then I think sunlight kills vampires. Does silver kill both vampires and werewolves?
I think it might. Man. I think we're both right.
Hey, baby, can you bring me something to drink, please? Sorry, I gotta call my woman.
No worries.
No, I don't like that I said that. I just needed something to drink, and I didn't want to get up and walk away.
Yeah. Maybe I could have paused it.
Oh, you're good. I like to keep it rolling, because if I stop, I'm gonna lose my full momentum.
Okay, but yeah, dude, freaking. So you grew up around a lot of Mexicans then? Like, were your closest homies Mexican growing up in the neighborhood?
Yeah. I mean, I grew up. It was all my friends were Mexican. I didn't have any white friends. I had a friend. But I went through friends a lot when I was younger. I had this problem where everybody would eventually be bad.
Everyone would start getting into trouble eventually?
Getting into trouble or just treating me bad. Like, I had these friends in middle school, and it was me, Tony Garcia, and Jonathan Lopez. And Jonathan ended up not being our friend for some reason, and then me and Tony were best friends, and he became friends with this kid named Junior, who didn't like me.
Yeah.
And there was this incident with this woman in the park where like we kissed and like did some like fooling around.
Oh, okay.
And then she cried for some reason. And then Junior said that I like did stuff to her
Oh.
against her will. And later on, as an adult, I texted her. I was like, "Hey, I'm sorry for if I ever did anything wrong as a child. I was dumb. I didn't know that." And she goes, "No, that was consensual. I was crying because of some other stuff. And the junior was just being an asshole to you." And I was like, "Oh my god, you know how long that sat on my conscience?"
I thought it was a creep.
Yeah, I thought I was a creep or an asshole, and it just turns out that she was just sad about something else, and so that was, whew. But then Junior tried to fight me, and then we weren't friends, and Tony chose him.
Oh, okay.
And then later on, me and Tony reconnected. But then in high school, I became friends with Jonathan again, and Jonathan was hanging out with this kid named Rudy, and then they drugged me. So,
oh damn, dude!
Genuinely, all of my friends, it was just like this weird cycle of like we're friends, we're not friends, and then like eventually, I just lost contact with all of them.
Yeah.
And it's probably for the better. I mean, I moved on, I became a better person, I got new friends, I started doing my own thing, and now I'm here. So,
oh yeah, man. Oh, it's good.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go on.
Oh no, that's good.
That's a whole journey, dude.
yeah. Your friend groups. I mean, that's what happens. People grow apart. Like,
I mean, I know some people who have still like maintained their friendship from like when they were kids, like from in high school.
Yeah.
But I always find it suspicious. Like, why are you guys still you guys have grown in the exact same way next to each other?
I mean, I have a lot of buddies that are friends from high school, but like, yeah, it's not the same as before, you know what I mean? As before, like now, especially now, like I'm 34.
Yeah.
So especially now, but like in our 20s, we were still pretty close, you know? In our 20s,
yeah. But then you kind of grow apart and stuff. Now, I'm not going to call anybody out, but my girlfriend, she had friends from when she was in high school, and like I met them when we first started dating.
Yeah.
And I was like, none of these people seem like they're actually your friends. It all seems very fake and just kind of prosthetic. Like it seems like you're friends because you kind of out of obligation.
Like you're used to being friends.
Yeah, so it just feels normal, and so you just kind of do it.
Yeah.
And it turns out that's exactly what it was. I think people are not meant to. I think we're meant to stay friends, but I think when you're that close with somebody for that long, you ultimately like. It seems.
Well, it's also
especially when you're kids and you're growing to adults, you gotta grow apart at some point.
Yeah, it's also when you're in high school, you see each other every day. You're like you're in the same class every day. You're always around each other, and like once you graduate, it's kind of like the only reason we hung out is because we were around each other.
Yeah, we're stuck in the same boxes for fucking regular hours all the time.
Yeah,
it's like work friends. Like that's
exactly.
All of your high school friends are kind of just work friends.
Yeah,
you don't realize that until you get older. But it's like.
I mean, I have people that I'm still really close with that are like, okay, this guy's like my brother, you know, like.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen for everybody, and when it does, that's a very different kind of bond, I think.
Yeah.
But that's cool. I'm always kind of jealous. Can I be honest? I'm a little jealous of people who have those sort of relationships because it must be nice to have somebody who's seen you grow your whole life.
Yeah.
But at the same time, thank you.
Oh, I got one too. Thank you.
Yeah. Stay hydrated, my friend.
Yeah.
Thank you. Actually.
Oh yeah, no, and for sure, and like your relationship changes with them because like I was a really shy kid, you know, I was like really shy and awkward, and like as I gotten older, I've gotten more confident, and I was kind of a pushover, you know what I mean? I would be like, yeah, whatever you want, whatever.
Yeah, you were like, I just kind of want to fit in.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to play games with me?
And now it's more like, no, I'm not gonna do that, man. And they gotta get used to you being like, I'm not that person. Like
they have to. I've had friends where like I also was a little bit of a not necessarily a pushover, but I made friends with the wrong people.
Oh, okay.
Like people are like
that would take advantage.
Yeah, I would think you were my friend, and then it turns out you only wanted to be my friend for some sort of monetary gain or because of this or that.
Uh-huh.
And it's happened my whole life. Like literally, even as an adult, I've gone through 2 sets of friends because the first one, I was in this punk thing and I was being a punk and stuff, and I told the dude, I was like, I want to go do comedy, and he was like, the only way out of this friendship is you rape somebody or I kill you. I was like, well, first off, never gonna rape, and also don't want to die. So I was just like, I'm not gonna be your friend anymore when you talk to me like that. Like I don't, and that's happened with.
Why would you be upset that you wanted to do comedy? Because you were just done with the punk thing?
Yeah, well, because I was part of this thing where, like, it was, like, an obligation to, like, show up to do shows every weekend. And I was like, I'm not going to do that anymore. I have my own thing that I'm trying to pursue. And, like, I'm sorry if that gets in the way. But it was also just, I don't like the way people talk to me. Like, don't talk to me like that. I'm not going to put up with that shit. So I'm not your friend anymore.
Yeah, okay.
And then I moved on. And I had, like, this other friend group. And it turns out they were only friends with me because they wanted to, like, it seemed very culty. Where, like, this one dude would always be like, he'd be like, you could be so great. You just gotta like let all of it go and just accept that you're not as important as you think you can, and then you can be the most important. And I was like, you sound like you're tearing me down like a cult leader. And then it was also during that time where I got really into cocaine.
Oh, okay.
And so it was like a bad combination, and then something ended up happening.
Were they coke friends? Those friends?
They were basically coke friends.
Oh,
and then something happened where my roommate at the time hit my dog because my dog is super protective.
Yeah.
And he was like moving his other dog kind of aggressively, like he was like pushing him, and my dog was like, "Hey, leave that other dog alone." Like nipped at him and drew a little bit of blood.
Yeah.
And he hit my dog in return, and I was like, "It's my job to punish my dog.
Yeah.
You don't do that." And he got all uproarious, and he was like, "If he does that again, I don't want to live here." And da 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 da. You need to take care of your dog, and that dog is nothing but problems. Now, when I got my dog, he was nothing but problems, but I trained him very well, and now he's just a protective little guy.
Yeah, he's chill. Look at him.
But it was like that tone, that tonality, and I was like, "Oh, you're not actually my friend."
Oh, okay.
And then I moved out and lived in my car for a week, and then I slept on my mom's couch for a while, and now I'm here. And now I've kind of just, I have some friends like here and there, but mostly it's like comedy friends and stuff like that. So I'm kind of.
You're in a transitional friend. Well, so you're more like a transitional phase of like friend groups, you know?
I think what I'm in is I've learned, because like I've had friends even recently where I was like, I thought we were cool, and then they did something. I'm learning that I'm very attracted to a specific type of unhealthy person. And I'm really learning to recognize that now. Like now when I meet somebody who I'm like, you're cool and I want to be friends with you for some reason, I'll analyze why.
Yeah.
And if it's for an unhealthy reason, that like I can subconsciously recognize it now. Like Ryan Dominguez is my friend. Like that's one of my friends now.
Yeah, he's a sweet kid too.
Yeah, and at first I was like, is this just because of something? And then the more I talked to him, the more I got to know him. I was like, oh no, we both have a similar drive in comedy. We both want to do something similar. And he's like not a bad dude. Like he doesn't seem like he's like gonna hit women or talk to me like down to me. He's honest with me. He's not. So like it takes a while for me to recognize it, but as I get older, I become much better at it.
Well, you're young too, man. So like, you know what I mean? You're in your early 20s, bro. That's
but the thing that a lot of people misinterpret when they go, "You're just a dumb kid." It's like I'm
not saying you're a dumb kid. I'm just saying you're still figuring stuff out. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you're
like my issue is like I don't like when people talk down to me. Like I have a big thing, and not that you're not. I'm just on a tangent.
Yeah.
But so like I'll have to do this thing where I'll have to analyze the way someone's talking to me and just realize, am I emotionally hurt by this because of the way they're talking to me, or are they actually talking down to me? And it's become a thing where I'm starting to like pick up on these little things, and as me as a person, I've lived a lot of life. Like I'm only 23, but I've literally lived a lot of life. I've seen a lot of things. I've done a lot of things, both good and bad.
Yeah, man. I've never tried meth.
So touche. Yeah, you're fair. You're making a valid point. But like I've also been to like punk shows in the desert, and I've run shows, and I've been in crazy adventures, and like almost been stabbed and been shot at, and I've had like drug deals go bad, and I've had to like run from the cops, and like I've had all these things happen in my life. Yeah. That I don't know. I just feel like not as.
You don't feel like a kid.
I don't feel like I've always, since I was 15 years old, I've always felt 63.
Yeah.
like this New Year's. This sounds super old, but this New Year's, my girlfriend was like, "What are we doing for New Year's?" And I didn't know how to tell her, like, I don't want to party. Like, I don't want to go. This is the first New Year's where every New Year since I'm 14, I've been lit as fuck.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I just kind of want to have an old person. Like, I've always just wanted to sit inside on New Year's.
Yeah.
Smoke a little baby weed, maybe have a couple of glasses of drink, and watch some TV with my girlfriend.
Yeah, binge something.
Yeah, have an old person New Year's. And I got it for the first time this year, and can I tell you, it was wonderful. I'm definitely going to go party next year. But maybe every other year have an inside, because I've always kind of been an older person. Like this is how I am. If I'm driving on the freeway and somebody drives fast, I will go, slow down. Like I will yell out my window at them. Like I'll be like, there could be children in here. Like, I'm that person. I've always been that person. I've always been a little old inside.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so. Man. Well, so you said you were into theater? Like what? Well, did you ever get any roles, or were you like?
Yeah, so I was the understudy for Eric in Little Mermaid.
Oh, that's a lead, right?
Yeah, I was the understudy. I would have got the lead, but technically, so check this out. I dropped out of high school, and I went to this place called Job Corps for like the last 2 years of my high school.
Sounds familiar, yeah.
Yeah, but the theater teacher liked me so much that after Job Corps, I would ride my bike over from Job Corps to the theater at that old high school, and I would help with the high school theater stuff. And the only reason she couldn't give me the lead was because I technically didn't go to the school. So she gave me the understudy, like kind of on the down low.
Oh, okay.
And I ended up having to drop it because I was becoming a plumber and all this stuff. And
you were trying to be an adult.
Yeah, so I had to kind of give it up a little bit, and then I became in that play. I was what's his fucking name? He was Eric's Grimsby, the old guy.
Oh, okay.
I was Grimsby, and I was a fun part to play. I got to be old and hello, Eric. Nom, 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 nom. And then we did Hamlet, and in Hamlet I was the gravedigger, which I fucking crushed. I was just I made it funny because like they gave me like they put me kind of down lower on the stage, and they gave me a bag of bones, and they were like, pretend like you're digging up bones and placing them on the stage, and instead I would like pretend like I would like dig the hole, and I would like throw the shovel over. I would like throw the shovel, and then I would grab all the bones and like throw them up on the stage, and like then I'd pick up a skull and be like, that tastes funny, and then throw it like up on it. So I made it funny.
Yeah, made it your own.
And that I got the part of Hamlet, but again I was like, I can't do this. I was actually not bad at it though.
Oh yeah,
I like acting. It's pretty fun.
Have you tried writing anything for yourself, or have you tried like?
Yeah, I started writing like a couple TV and movie scripts lately, and then I just deleted them all because they were garbage.
Well, you gotta delete them, man.
No, delete them. They don't deserve any attention. No, I've written. I used to write short stories and stuff a lot. Like I used to do that sort of thing.
What were they about? What were your?
A lot of stuff. I have one.
Is there one you're proud of?
It was about this deaf mute girl, or this mute girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was mute, and so, but she was like rich from like this rich royal family in this fantasy land, and it was she was like, I remember this one line. She was crossing a bridge, and it was like, there at the end of this bridge lies my home. A stone mason's slumbering sensational overlord was my brick and mortar prison, or something like that. Like it was, I would write stuff like super emotional like that.
Yeah.
But I did. I liked writing. I love doing all of that jazz. I can't draw for the life of me. Like what you're doing right now is fascinating. I can't draw at all. I can make stick figures that are having sex with each other.
I mean, that's pretty much what it is, man. You're just more complicated. It's a little bit more complicated.
Drawing is just stick figures, but really, really detailed.
It's just shapes, dude. It's just shapes, but you just put them in the right place, and it makes it look a certain way.
Yeah, I never grasped it. I used to draw a lot. I couldn't. I was really good at doing like anime styles, but that was about it.
Oh, okay. That's kind of how people get into it, dude. Like, like that's the.
How'd you start drawing? What was your first like art experience? Did you like start when you were younger? Or?
Like I first remember the first time I kind of got that it was just shapes was somebody showing me how to draw Ninja Turtles, and it was like.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was just kind of like, it's just a circle and then a little circle at the bottom, like an oval, and then you just put the mask, and then you just do the eyes, and you got yourself a Ninja Turtle head in the mouth, It was pretty simple. It wasn't like a detailed version of Ninja Turtles, but like a
basic Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, like a basic Ninja Turtle. I'm like,
grow from that, and you learn from that, and you get better at it.
And that's all it is, dude.
It's kind of like comedy. Comedy, you start off with the very basic shapes, basically in a way. Like you write this joke with this punchline, and then you go up and you say it.
Yeah, or you just come up with a premise. You're just like, this is a weird idea. Like, I wonder if anyone has noticed this before.
It's all in a way, just shapes. And then, then eventually you're like, oh shit, there's a lot of shapes here.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my god, there's so many shapes. And then this shape has to go right after this other shape.
Exactly, yeah.
It has to not outshine this other shape, but it has to still be funny enough to keep the attention of all the shapes.
And it has to I can't forget to use this shape here because then this won't make sense.
Yeah, my shapes literally bring context to it all. So yeah, it's pretty, all art in a way is kind of like that. Like writing is like that, storytelling, acting is like that.
It's a sum of its parts.
Yeah, it's all a sum of it. But if you're really good at all those sums of the parts and the things and you put them together, you make a masterpiece.
Yeah, dude, like movies are a group effort, you know what I mean? They're like they're like you got to get lucky in every aspect. Like you got to be like, okay, great director, great cinematographer, great script, great actors. Like you just have to have everything just kind of has to line up.
Yeah. I will say I think a movie is nothing without a good director though. Like it could be the most wonderful idea, it could be so great, it could have wonderful actors, but if the direction that the movie is taken and is garbage, it's not going to come out well.
What are some of your favorite movies?
Oh fuck.
Yeah, come on.
Over there, hanging above my PlayStation, or my PlayStation, not my PlayStation console, like my station of play, where I have like my Xbox and my PS4 and stuff where I play.
Yeah.
Above that is a signed movie poster from The Lord of the Rings with all of the cast on it. That's my favorite movie ever.
Dang.
Lord of the Rings is wonderful. Like
Phil Jackson? Not Phil Jackson. Peter Jackson. Peter Jackson, thank you.
And I have the extended editions on DVD, and I've watched. They're my comfort movie. I've seen them probably 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Like all 13 hours of it. Like,
how'd you get yes, poster you said, right?
yeah, my girlfriend got it for me for Christmas this year. It was actually one of the best gifts I've ever received, if not the best gift.
I mean, yeah.
It's fucking great.
Damn, dude, that's dope.
And I started watching Lord of the Rings when I was a kid, dude. When I was younger, I used to put it on to go to sleep to.
Oh, really?
Like, I would put on a different disc every night, and I would listen to it as I fell asleep. And then there got to be a point where, like, I was trying to cut out, like, the blue screens, like the lights and stuff.
Yeah.
And so what I did is, because I was so used to having Lord of the Rings playing in the background, instead of listening to...
Instead of putting on the movie?
Yeah, I put on the soundtrack with just the music.
Oh, nice.
So I would go to sleep to that instead.
Why not the audiobook?
I don't read.
you don't have to...
Also, like, so many words. Also, I don't think audiobooks were a thing when I was, like, 11. I think they became a thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, you would have to pay a lot of money to get an audiobook.
Yeah, you'd have to get a fucking Kindle.
Yeah.
What do I look like? A Kindle person?
No, you look like the opposite of a Kindle person.
I don't know what a Kindle was. I didn't know what a Kindle was until I was a grown-up, so...
Oh, okay.
I don't read very much. Like, I have books over there in my thing if you can see them, but I just don't.
Yeah, me neither, man.
I read the Game of Thrones books. Fire.
Oh, word?
Fire. A lot of use of the word clangor.
Clangor?
Like every page there's at least three things of the word clangor.
What does that mean?
It's like a clank of the iron.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm at, like, you know how when they're crafting something, or like when two swords kind of, it's called a clangor.
Oh.
Another way of saying like a chink.
Yeah. I know. Exactly.
Not the person.
Yeah, not
like the sound effect.
Not the Asian slur.
Yeah, the onomatopoeia. Like
yeah. I know. One of us had to bring it up.
As Mark Norman would say, chink, maybe a gook. Oh, Mark.
Okay, so Lord of the Rings is up there. What? Any
Lord
other?
Of the Rings, I'm a pretty big Star Wars fan. I like
Star
Wars a decent amount. I wouldn't feel like I'm the biggest. I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. I enjoy some of them.
I'm into weirder movies. Have you ever heard of the movie Mr. Nobody?
It does sound familiar.
It's got the lead singer for like 30 Seconds to Mars.
Oh yeah. It's about like he falls in love with his stepsister.
That's one of the storylines.
Yeah, it's like 30 storylines. Yeah.
With Juno Temple, because by the way, Juno Temple is like a young crush of mine.
Oh really?
That movie's wonderful. If you haven't seen it, I won't try to spoil it. Watch it. It's a good drama movie if you're into dramas. But basically, the idea of the movie is what happens if you can see all of the different futures of your life. And it's all told from the perspective of this old man named Mr. Nobody, and he's kind of like reciting all these different. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I remember I watched it. It was the one that stood out was the one where he fell in love.
Yeah, well, of course, because that's the
the more sultry
stepsister.
Yeah,
but they like met before their parents were married, so it's not even like weird.
Well, no, and it's not weird. The entire time you're watching, you're like, well, they're not related.
Yeah, the entire time I'm watching it, I'm jerking off.
Yeah, it's not weird.
It's hot. It's not weird.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why Pornhub keeps suggesting these movies to me.
It sells.
Yeah.
People want to see other people fuck their siblings.
Mr. Nobody's a good one.
Lord of the Rings, Mr. Nobody. I don't know. I'm a big TV show person. I'm
a
TV show person.
Yeah, me too.
Like a movie person.
All right, rattle some off.
I love. There's a show Fringe. I love Fringe.
All right, yeah.
Sopranos is one of my favorites. Game of Thrones, Fire.
Of course.
Putting out some heaters.
Oh yeah, man. Have you seen Succession?
No, but everyone says it's good.
Yeah, if you like rich assholes, I recommend.
I don't like rich assholes, but I do enjoy their candor.
And I do. And you see them lose their minds like throughout the entire. So you're like, okay, fuck.
I love anything where I watch someone unravel slowly. Like we've been watching. Me and my girlfriend have been watching White Lotus.
Oh, I saw the first season.
Yeah, it's just they're unraveling mentally the whole time. I'm like, yes, I love this. My favorite is the Walmart heiress who's played by Stifler's mom.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Kind of sounds like this.
Yeah.
The whole time, I'm looking for a man.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a man who will accept my crazy and fuck the shit out of my...
Are you watching second season now? Because she's in the second season too, right? She's on both seasons?
The last episode of the first season.
Oh, all right.
I'm glad she's in... Now that you told me that, I'm definitely watching the second season.
Yeah.
Just so I can... The whole time we were watching the last episode, I leaned over to my girlfriend and I was like, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
My tits are just so rock hard from all the surgeries. Like just really fucking with her.
Yeah.
Let's see, what other TV shows am I really into? I'm pretty into like sci-fi stuff. Like you ever seen Firefly? I'm one of those fucking guys.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. And Serenity, the movie.
Firefly and Serenity, I'm really big into those. I don't know, man. I watched a lot of shit.
Yeah.
A lot of it is comedy. My girlfriend made an observation to me the other day where she goes, I went on your Netflix and your whole Netflix is just different kinds of comedy. Like, you'll scroll down past my list and it'll be like dark comedy, and then you'll scroll down and it'll be like raunchy comedy, and then you'll scroll down and it'll be like stand-up comedy. Like, it doesn't recommend horror or anything to me, so I'm huge into, like, silly TV shows.
Okay, did you watch I Think You Should Leave? Did you watch I Think You Should Leave?
I did watch I Think You Should Leave. It was pretty good. You know what we're watching right now? We're watching Crashing with Pete Davidson. That's fire.
Oh, okay, I've seen that one.
One of my favorite shows of all time is this FX show called You're the Worst, which is just great.
Oh, I didn't finish the last season, but I did love most of the show.
Yeah, it's a really good show. It's really dark and just about two terrible people and
who fall in love.
Yeah, I recently watched It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That show is fucking hilarious.
I mean, that show might be one of the greatest comedies ever made.
Still to this day, it's every episode I've seen I've liked.
Yeah. I mean, there was a season where it got a little too weird for me. Like maybe one of the later seasons, like maybe 12, where like Dennis kind of was left, and it got a little too weird for me. I felt like Dennis, maybe the writer.
I liked that season. It wasn't as good, but I did like it.
Oh yeah. I've never hated the show.
Dennis leaving did make it feel like weird. I was like, "Where's Dennis?"
Yeah.
But it happens. I mean, because they're all like famous now. Charlie Day does movies. Oh, that's a really good movie. Have you seen Horrible Bosses?
Yeah.
That movie is great. There's like a song. Ashley, what's the song they're singing in Horrible Bosses? Charlie Day singing it in the car.
That's not my name.
Yeah, I love doing that. And the funny thing is, I've been doing that since before I saw that movie, and so it's kind of reaffirmed that I have Charlie energy.
You definitely have Charlie energy, man.
Wow. See, it's not even. There was this thing.
Ratcatcher, bro.
You know how I know there's a thing that I have Charlie energy.
Huh.
I worked at a bar with Jonathan Tynes, and we were working at this place called the Hideaway, and our manager was like, just text me. And I was like, what's your number again?
Yeah.
And he goes, I gave you my number. I was like, I don't have it saved in my phone. He goes, why don't you have it saved? And I was like, I'm doing this thing where I leave everybody's number in my phone. Like, I don't save them. And so I memorized the number. And he goes, what's my number then? And I was like, 9093. And wrong. Wrong. So I have Charlie energy for sure, man.
Yeah, man. Okay, yeah. Oh, It's Always Sunny's up there. Did you ever... what about Glow? Are you...
I've never seen. That's the wrestling one, right?
Yeah.
I've heard about it. I've never seen it.
Oh, I recommend it, man.
Good?
Yeah, Mark Maron's in it. If you're a comedy fan, so Mark Maron.
I'm a big comedy fan.
Yeah, he's great in that. He steals the show, dude.
He's the guy who runs the thing, right?
Yeah, he's like the scummy promoter, you know.
Nice.
Yeah, he plays a scumbag.
I love a good scumbag. That's my favorite people.
Oh, right.
I mean, that's why I'm working on my fucking what's his name? I'm working on my Danny DeVito. Charlie.
Oh.
It's the trash, Charlie. It's not good. I'm the trash man.
I heard it for a second.
Yeah, it's getting there. I'm good at some accents. I'm not good at all of them.
Okay. But did you ever watch Matilda?
I love Matilda. Did you hear they're remaking it?
Yeah.
That makes me upset.
I mean,
they're making it into a musical.
Yeah, I think it's been a musical, like in a New York musical for a while, and it was a hit. So they were like, let's make it into, turn it back into a movie.
Yeah, but the original movie was just so good.
And it was directed by Danny DeVito. That's why I bring it up. Yeah,
and he was the dad in there.
Yeah.
Matilda.
Yeah. I'm big and you're small.
I love when the fat kitty told the cake on stage.
Oh yeah, you can do it, Bruce.
Yeah, it's so dark. Oh, Bruce. His name is Bruce.
Why?
No, that's a thing that I can't say on the air.
Oh, okay.
But, it's because it's personal.
Yeah.
Bruce is such an old man name.
Well, I mean, Batman.
Yeah, I know. Child, old man name. That's like meeting a kid named like Stanley. Like you have an old man name.
Yeah.
Meeting a kid named like
Hank.
Hank is an old man name. Meeting a kid named Arthur. Arthur's not that bad.
No.
But like,
I mean, James is pretty classic. It's not.
Yeah, but it's not like old or you can it becomes stronger the older you get.
It's not. Yeah, it's not dated. James it doesn't feel like it's from an era.
No, it doesn't. Actually, funny story though.
Huh?
I was supposed to originally be named Matthew James Jablonski.
Okay.
But when my mom married my sister's dad, he already had a son named Matthew James, and Matthew James last name. And then she was like, "Oh, well, we can't have two of those." So I was like 8 months old, and she was like, "Well, you're James now."
Oh, okay.
I would have been James anyways because my family calls all of our siblings by middle names, or at least my brothers.
Yeah.
Like my brother is Miller Christopher Costa, and we call him Chris. My brother is Dominic Alexander Montana, we call him Alex. So, and my sister Sarah Lynn Rachel Adkins, we just call her Sarah.
Oh, she's the only one that gets the first name?
I get James, but I would have been James if it was but I just get James. So.
Oh, okay.
I kind of like it though.
James, yeah, it works, man.
I feel more of a James than I do a Matthew. I definitely feel like I would have been a good Charlie though. I would love.
If you could change your name, like without like trans name, what would be your trans name?
My trans name?
Not as being a girl. But I'm just saying,
my name.
If you transition to a different name.
Oh, if I transition, I would do like Charlie, or I would do some weird shit. Like I would call myself like Zimbubu.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, or I would name myself the N-word. And every time any white person had to call me, they would be like, last name Jablonski. I'll be N-word Jablonski.
Or just N-word? Like
just that's my name, not even the actual N-word spelled out, not Nigga, just N-W-O-R-D.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
yeah.
I have a cheeseburger for N-word.
Or coffee ordering at Starbucks.
Yeah. Coffee extra black for N-word. Oh, that's fucked up. Oh, that's cool. Sorry, I was watching her play the game. She surprised me with something. I'm trying to, because she's going to play a level that I'm playing later, and I'm going to have to use those tricks.
Oh, nice. What's the premise of this game? We're talking about what's the game called again?
High on Life with Justin Roiland.
Oh yeah. What's like the premise of it? Like the mechanic, the meat.
It's like a first-person shooter, but you're a bounty hunter in like a weird. It's like a Rick and Morty type world.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun. It's pretty basic, but there's some cool mechanics. It's just basically a shooter, though.
Oh, okay. The guns do some neat stuff.
Yeah, they talk to you, which is weird.
Oh, yeah, that's one. That's kind of like, I guess, the gimmick of it, right?
The gimmick is they talk to you. They never stop talking. They're like, you gotta go kill that guy.
Yeah.
Kill that guy, man. You got him. You killed him.
And it's Justin Roiland.
Oh man, oh geez, Rick. Yeah, Morty, you gotta stick this egg up your ass for your grandpa, Morty. I love Rick and Morty.
Yeah, man. Well, so you like the cartoons? What are your adult cartoons that you like?
I'll watch pretty much any. South Park is great.
Oh yeah, that's up there for me.
Family Guy, American Dad is great.
Yeah.
I'll get into fucking Rick and Morty. Really, whatever. I really like Archer. Archer's been pretty popping lately.
Futurama's my number one, dude.
I watched too much. I used to watch Futurama. It was one of my go to sleep shows.
Oh yeah.
So like, still to this day, I'll just be like walking around saying fucking lines from, and I don't even know where they're from, but it's like, oh, that is Futurama.
Yeah.
My shiny metal ass.
All right, dude. I'm finishing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll show you right now.
How long have we been doing?
It's about an hour.
Oh shit.
56 minutes. Yeah.
Look at that. We talked.
Yeah, man. It's pretty smoothly too. I'm making you look handsome too. I'm giving you a little bit more handsome.
Thank you.
10% more handsome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll take 10% more handsome. Milo.
It's also just how it came out too,
You just made me more handsome. If I look like handsome Squidward, I'm gonna be upset.
No, I feel like it has your energy and it looks like you. You know what? I'll just show you now.